so first steps. Don't ignore the problem. When it happens, take action immediately. Document. We've got to start writing down when it happened, what time it happened, what access they had, in case there's other bad news later, right? So we really want to get ready and then tell those who need to know right away. The quicker you act, the better you can reduce the risk, right? Or you can contain it more quickly, and then it makes the remediation faster because we're more aware more quickly. And also prepare for this. Know what to say. It's really important. As part of an incident response, you should already have this written down. Who says what? And who is as important as what you say, because you don't want somebody who shouldn't share information sharing information when they don't have all the facts, right? It might say the wrong thing, and that could cause panic, especially in our world, right?
It's also best to have that person prepared to be answering these kinds of questions ahead of time.
Agreed.
Nobody likes to feel like they have to say something ad hoc, right?
Yeah, and so being prepared, and that should be in your incident response plan, right? Just write it down. It could be part of it, or could actually be the incident response plan. And so that's really what we want you to do, is develop an insider threat program, focusing on training, but also on policies and access and clear protocols for what to do and what to say. And then you tell everybody so that they know how to report it, so that we can get through that first damaging time as quickly as possible. And fostering a culture of security, really talking about shared responsibility. And you've heard me say this many times in many of these webinars. It's all of our job. We all work together, we row in the same direction so that we can make these things less effective against us, right? And really sharing information about unusual behaviors, whether they're downloading large volumes of data or gaining access to systems at odd hours, right? Doing things they don't normally need to do.
Yeah, this is about fostering that culture. So just having a casual conversation. Hey, this is unusual. Have you looked at this?
Yeah.
This kind of thing. Just doesn't have to be, painful. Just having that open dialogue of saying, hey, I've never seen this before. Do you know what it is? And starting that conversation, because
and getting people to share
information.
Yeah, absolutely. And having them share it as early as possible, right? Talking about concerns, really important. And so when we talk about the 4 areas of an insider threat program, the plan, organize and equip, right? So we've got some tools and some other methodologies. Then we train and execute on that plan, should we need to, right? Training is good. And then we evaluate and improve. We can do a lot of this with also drills. We can talk about it, take out the plan and throw some what ifs at it, right? That's really the best way to go forward with this, so that we can go through these 4 quadrants very quickly and come up with something effective. That's really the goal here. All right, and when we talk about why would we do this? Well, because it helps us improve our security, increase the number of security-minded employees or members, right? The more folks we have thinking about it, the better. And to Alex's point, it's all about the culture, because we want to early identify these things, reduce the time to clean up the mess, and to make sure that we're protecting us. We're protecting our citizens, our reputations, right? It's important that 911 is there to serve, but all of critical infrastructures, right? We really have to prepare and make sure that we're ready for these kind of things.
And I think communication is always one of the biggest struggles with any kind of incident. The sooner you actually positively identify what's really going on, the more time you save, the more resources you don't have to spend going down a wrong path.
Yeah, absolutely true. And outlining the roles of who's going to do what, who's the communications lead, who's the team lead, who's the event responder, so that we have all these folks working together, perhaps legal or HR, all of them together, and then speaking to that communication plan. It's really important. I would start with communication, right? That this should be number 1. And then you got to test it. Take it out, dust it off, throw some what ifs at it, and see what we've learned from others, right? Because I'm sure it's happened in our neighborhoods, and 29% of us in this group alone have had to deal with it, right? So really make sure. Once again, the monitor for the behavioral indicators, right? Really, when we talk about public safety and government sector, employees' behaviors is really the first sign, potential insider threat, sudden changes in work patterns, leaving when they shouldn't be, and trying to extract sensitive data, walking out with things they shouldn't, right? We told them not to use USBs. Well, maybe they shouldn't take it home anymore, right? Really understanding that. And being as proactive as we can through all of these steps is really where we have to take it, because that's the way we reduce the threat, is we talk about it, we work together, and we do our best to eliminate as much as possible. All right, and then we also look to others. Engage forensic experts, review cyber insurance coverage, make sure it doesn't say just pay the ransom. You've heard me say that a few times. And ensure that communications are legally privileged. In other words, we're saying the right things so that we can manage an incident smoothly and also deal with, any panic, right? Trying to stop the panic, especially in 911. It's really important that we understand